This morning, a home goes up in flames as Australia's southeast battles through another spring scorcher. Pacific countries agree to a historic trade deal. And transport chaos expected as Sydney streets close for light rail.
This is 7 News Early Edition with Natalie Barr.
Good morning. Scorching weather conditions have brought an early start to the bushfire season across the country's southeast. A home has been destroyed in a blaze burning near Geelong. Total fire bans are in place for parts of Victoria and Tasmania today.
It's not what our emergency services ever want to see, and especially this early in October. A house at Wensleydale, southwest of Geelong, being consumed by flames. More than 20 tankers, along with 2 water bombers, fought the fire, but could not save the property. Firefighters brought that blaze under control overnight. After a long, cold winter, it's an ominous sign for Victoria's bushfire season.
This heat, this wind, is actually drying Victoria, and it will set the scene, significantly set the scene for what is a summer ahead of us.
Firefighters spent yesterday on the ground in Tasmania, preparing for today's hot, windy weather. There are fires already burning at Austerley in the Central Highlands and near Orford in the east. Casey Bradford, 7 News.
Now for your first look at Tuesday's weather, a sunny one ahead for Brisbane, 32. Another scorcher in Sydney, 33 today, 31 and sunny for Canberra. Melbourne windy and 35 degrees. A possible evening shower in Hobart, 30 for you, partly cloudy and 26 in Adelaide. Sunny with a top of 23 for Perth today and possible showers and 32 degrees in Darwin. Coming up on Sunrise at 6 a.m, the kayakers who had that close encounter with whales. But next on 7 Early News, doctors demand an independent investigation into a hospital bombing, and deadly flooding eases in South Carolina. Doctors Without Borders is calling for an independent investigation after its hospital in Afghanistan was bombed in an apparent US airstrike. The charity says it gave clear coordinates of the hospital to Afghan and US authorities just days before the attack.
The US military has launched an investigation, the president offering his deepest condolences to the victims of this apparent US airstrike on...
An explosion has rocked a chemical plant in eastern China, injuring 7 workers. It happened at a plant in Chengdu City this morning. Yellow smoke could be seen billowing from the building as around 70 firefighters work to control the blaze. The blast comes just weeks after massive chemical explosions killed 173 people in northern China. Your first finance, this early news. Wall Street trading higher this morning. The Dow up 250 points. Nasdaq also higher. In London, the FT 100 added 169. Germany's DAX gained 262. Closer to home, Japan's Nikkei closed up 280 points. Hong Kong's Hang Seng also higher. The All Ords gained 95 and the ASX 200 added 99 points. Commodities, gold $1,138 US an ounce, oil $47 US a barrel, Aussie dollar buying 71 US cents, more than 85 yen, and $1.09 New Zealand. Coming up on Sunrise at 6 a.m, a new coach brings a new era for Essendon. But next on 7 Early News, the Broncos in talks to bring an Origin star back to the NRL, and Wallaby star Michael Hooper facing a shock suspension at the Rugby World Cup. The stories we're following on the early news today: scorching weather conditions have brought an early start to the bushfire season across the country's southeast. 12 Pacific Rim countries, including Australia, have sealed a deal to create the world's largest free trade area. And traffic delays are expected in Sydney this morning as the city returns to work after the long weekend to a bus-free George Street. Now it's over to Mark Barretta with sport.
Nat, good morning. The Broncos are reportedly in talks to bring former Origin star Ben Teo back to the NRL next season. But while the beaten grand finalists are looking at ways of strengthening their roster, the premiership party rages on for the victorious Cowboys.
This is the sound and the face of success.
Unbelievable, unbelievable. It's insane. It's every everything we've dreamt of and more.
That dream became a reality with this.
He's got the field goal!
Separate ways for off-season.
Josh Massoud, 7 News.
New Essendon coach John Worsfold says his goal is to get the Bombers playing like triple AFL premiers Hawthorn. The 47-year-old has signed a 3-year deal and wants the players to rediscover their love for football in the wake of the supplement scandal. Even Worsfold can see the irony in a trained pharmacist replacing James Hird.
For a number of years, when they rate professions for respect and honesty, pharmacists are ranked number 1.
And a huge boost for the Demons with budding superstar Jesse Hogan saying he'd be open to signing a long-term contract extension. There you go, Nat, a big morning of sport. Got plenty more in Sunrise.
OK, thanks, Brett. Next on 7 Early News, a closer look at how the weather is shaping up right around the country. Now for a closer look at how the weather's shaping up around Australia today. A trough is drawing hot northerly winds across much of southern Australia. A front is bringing strong winds, a colder change and showers to southwest WA. A high is keeping the Queensland coast mild with onshore winds. So around the capital, sunny in Brisbane today, 32. Another hot one for Sydney, 33. 31 and mostly sunny for Canberra today. Melbourne, windy and hot. Bad bushfire conditions, 35 for you. Possible evening shower in Hobart, 30 today, partly cloudy and 26 in Adelaide. Sunny with a top of 23 for Perth and possible showers and 32 degrees in Darwin. That is 7's Early News for this Tuesday. I'm Natalie Barr. Stand by now for Sunrise.